What's up, everybody? It's J Mac, and welcome to Bigfoot Input. We're coming off of a very successful live show last night. Lots of interaction with subscribers and people that I'd never met before. Lots of conversation about cryptids. Lots of great questions. It was awesome. So feel free to stop by. A lot of people complaining that YouTube's not notifying them when we go live. I'm sorry, I have nothing to do with that. I don't know what YouTube's deal is, but we do go live every other Friday night, 8:30 p.m. EST, every other Friday. And I know that can be confusing, but that's our schedule. So we do post like the day of. We post reminders to everyone on the community page and on our social medias that we will be going live that night. So hopefully that helps out. And we gained a new member last night, which was very cool. Nick Matthews joined the ranks of C. Richardson, and of course our first member, Adventure Monty. And really appreciate those guys and their support. For $1.99, you can become a member too. $1.99 a month, excuse me. You can become a member too. I think that equates to about 3 cents a day, and it does help out the channel a lot. Our new channel is launched. It's called Cryptic Input. So if you're a fan of the dark paranormal, dark crime, please step over there and check it out. Link in the bio. And of course, our merch store is wide open for business. Also, link in the bio. Check that out. So that is enough of all that. Let's get right into it. All right, so this picture came up on social media recently. This guy says that it was found on public land near his house. Is it a bear? Okay. So first off, no, it's not a bear. Let's pay attention to the heel of this creature. Get my mouse to work. There we go. So you can see how narrow this heel bone is. And of course, bears, they have a much wider, I mean, you know what a bear print looks like, right? It's hard to explain, but they have a much wider part of the pad in the back. This is very elongated, much like a human. We've got what looks to be 2 different bones here. You've got this large bone here, which we'll officially call the leg bone. And then you got this little bone here beside it. So, I'm not a anthropologist or anything. I'm not sure what's up with this bone. And as a matter of fact, I'm not entirely sure that it's not human. I mean, that's hard to say. But if we look over here on the top, let's keep our eyes over here. We're going to see what is obviously a rib cage, a spine and a rib cage. And looks to be... Okay. See, this is what I found interesting when I was looking at this picture last night, because we were talking about it during live, but I couldn't give a detailed opinion. You see this right here? Initially, I thought this was fur. This is material. You see the grid coming down this way and then across this way? This is material. And then so is this. So this is not skin. This is material. And that's what I was wondering last night. I was like, what is this thing it's wrapped in? So being that we don't have any way to scale this thing, and here's the toes. You got a little toe, there, and then here. So we have 5 toes. I don't see, I believe they call it the mid-tarsal break. I don't see that on this creature, but then again, it's really hard to see anything with the lighting in the way it is and this material over it. But here's my question, I guess. So you're going to find a Bigfoot foot. Why does it have material wrapped around it? I mean, yeah, somebody could have found it at some point and be like, holy crap, what is this? And then wrapped it in material and put it, stashed it somewhere, buried it somewhere. This could be burlap, and they buried it. But that doesn't make it a Bigfoot. Although I will say, the toes look completely misproportioned. I mean, like I have big feet, and I get it, but these toes look weird, you know? I mean, a lot of people have big feet. I get it, but these toes look weird to me. They don't look human. Even decayed human. This question, this picture, it brings up more questions than it does answers, frankly. So there's a little more of this picture. Obviously, we're seeing the rib cage and the long spinal cord, which goes down to the pelvis, and then the leg. Here's a leg over here and a leg here with the foot. What is this? I can't see what this is. And you guys, I don't know. I mean, it's not a bear. It doesn't necessarily look human to me. So I gotta say that we're just gonna leave it at I don't know. I can't definitively say that, oh yeah, it's a Sasquatch. I mean, you can't. It's hard to say that, but it's definitely unique, whatever it is. So I don't think it's human. Maybe it's giant. I don't know much about giants. But I wish there was someone out there with a tape measure. I'd like to see more of this thing before the government confiscates it. Alright, kind of typical. Really, really grainy picture of an upright, looks like bipedal creature. You can kind of make out a hand down here. Got some fur. Got sort of a cone-shaped head. I would not rule this out as either a Sasquatch or, even possibly a dogman. Whatever. I don't think it's I guess it could be a bear, but I don't know, man. Like, when do you ever see a bear on two legs? I mean, they can do it. I get it. And if they're trained properly, like you see them walk like that in circuses. But I mean, how often do you see a bear on its hind legs for a period of time? It's just not common. So again, not impossible. Just doesn't look like a bear to me. It doesn't have the shape of a bear. And I'll tell you what, I can't tell because it won't zoom in any further. But I can't tell if this right here, I don't think that's a snout. I think that's a piece of this foliage back here. But it kind of looks like a snout. You see how it's kind of dark like this creature? If that's a snout, then this is 100% a black bear or a dogman. Because if that's a snout, that rules out Sasquatch. I think it's a bear. I know, I just said the whole spiel about how often do you see a bear. Yeah, but that's what it looks like. So that's what it looks like. It's kind of a confusing picture, and it's terrible quality, and it's hard to like make heads or tails about what's going on. Yeah, that's another mystery. So let's see, Mr. Brad Kidd coming forth with another picture. I hope Brad doesn't mind. We did a little messed around with the coloration. We didn't alter the photo nor photoshopped it whatsoever. We just changed the contrast a little bit and the brightness so it showed the features of the creature better. We would never alter a photo to make it look like something that it's not. So what I'm seeing here, if you look up in this area here, is I'm seeing this nose structure first, okay? And then I'm seeing an eye here and an eye here. And if they're both red, Like, there's not much else in this photo that's just randomly red, but the eyes are showing red. So I'm thinking that this is a form of tapetum lucidum from his camera. And you can kind of make out the eyebrow ridge here. And then if you look at this piece back here, before the plants start interfering, you're going to kind of see a shoulder. And then you'll see the arm come around here. That's pretty wild. Good catch, Brad. I would even go as far as to say that something could possibly be going on down here. I mean, this could be pareidolia. I don't know. It doesn't really look like it to me, though. But it doesn't. This is not a Sasquatch, by the way. I'm just going to say that. I don't know what it is. Brad has a lot of pictures that he claims are unknown cryptids, but he does have some Sasquatch photos, too. So, very good ones, by the way. But I don't know what that is down there, but I definitely think that this guy is something that I wouldn't want to encounter on a dark night. All right, we're back to this guy again. There was one with the dog a couple weeks ago, and now here we are. There's two deer down in this area here. There's an ear there, and then there's this deer hugged up against this tree, looking at this crazy kid in a Sasquatch outfit. Let's take a close look at this, and we'll just see if what I'm saying it makes sense. I mean, God, what am I supposed to say here? It looks like a suit. It is what it is. It looks like a suit, and it looks like a decent suit, but it still looks like a suit to me. Like, I can kind of almost make out a neckline here. And then this is throwing me off too, because I kind of think this is a shoe. Although it's dark and it's hard to tell. I'm calling a shoe on that one. And then, of course, you always have the frontal shot with no male or female genitalia visible. So yeah, I'm tired of seeing these photos that are like half something and half not. It's a suit, and I'm just gonna go with a suit. So we were talking about this picture last night too. This, of course, is not a cryptid picture, but I think it's interesting. This guy was he had this little car here. He was on his way. He was like towing his motorcycle to go up to Mount St. Helens to ride his motorcycle in the mountains, and like at this moment, it erupted. Like, this is like the first eruption of Mount St. Helens, and I think that's very cool. Like, that's a very cool shot. A lot of you know the story about Ape Canyon and all of the Sasquatch activity on Mount St. Helens, and then of course it was reported that like the FBI had went up there and like removed tons of burnt Sasquatch bodies after the eruptions calmed down, and it was just, man, it's a thing. So this is a cool picture, and I think it's kind of related to our subject at hand. I got a couple photos there I want to get into. I want to get into some of these other ones first. This, I'd posted this one on the community. This is the site of the Paul Freeman footage. So if I'm not mistaken, I think this is where we might see the Paul Freeman Sasquatch here to here. And I don't know, I thought that was pretty neat. I think it's been like 31 years since that footage came out, so much respect to Paul. Here's a picture. I'm going to mispronounce this guy's name. Scott Urey. Took this photo back in 2019, and there really isn't a lot to see here, but I think it's interesting. a little too black to be a rock, really, you know? I mean, I guess it could be, but it just seems like it's pitch black. And you see the cone-shaped head, and it looks like it's just sitting there in the woods. So, maybe a Sasquatch, maybe not. Let's see. What are we going to look at? Okay. We're going to go up here to friend of the channel, Dutchy Beliefs. She caught this one here, which I think is very interesting. I don't know that this is a Sasquatch, or I don't know, something spiritual. Maybe I don't really know what it is exactly we're looking at, but I know that it's something. And she went through the trouble of doing some light editing, which is usually what I'll do. And that brings it out even more. But I don't think I have to point out the facial features on this creature. I think it's pretty obvious. And I don't know, Dutchy, if she's watching this, maybe you have some insight on what you feel it is. Feel free to speak up in the comments. This one, I forgot this gentleman's last name. I'm sorry. He's from Daryl's group, Bigfoot Believers and Other Creatures, and his name is Abe. I think his last name is Sias. Could be wrong on that, but I think that's his last name. So he caught this creature. Now, here's the thing about Abe. Here's where him and I are going to differ, and we're going to differ respectfully. Abe refers to this creature as a DDN, disembodied demonic Nephilim. And if you read the book, well, in the Bible as well, if the King James Bible, if you read the book of Enoch, including the King James Bible, it will tell you that actually I did a whole video about it, so I'm not going to go over the whole thing. Go watch the video. Go watch the Sasquatch Nephilim video, and it'll tell you the whole story. But anyway, the Nephilim were the giants that walked the earth in those days, and they after the God had flooded the earth, they were banished to the spirit world for like forever, for what they had done to earth. And a lot of people believe that Sasquatch are the Nephilim. That explains things like how elusive they are, how some people will claim that they've disappeared and appeared right in front of their eyes. Or I've heard stories about tracks in the snow that just stop, which is impossible, by the way. So, there's a lot of weird things that we don't know about this creature. However, I personally don't believe that the Nephilim have anything to do with Sasquatch. And that's just my personal belief. I'm not disrespecting anyone else's beliefs. I try to stay on the logical aper side of Sasquatch and not the spiritual side of it. But there are things that are hard to turn your head away from. But anyway, that being said, this is one of the most impressive pictures of something that I have ever seen. And I want to talk a little bit about it. First of all, you have my personal assurance that there's no way that this is a hoax. And I can give you that assurance not because I know the man personally, but because I've seen a lot of his pictures. I've seen his conversations. I've seen him in the community. I don't believe that he's a man that has the means to pull off a hoax. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I personally don't have the means to go out and buy a suit myself and take photos and all this kind of stuff. So that's what I mean when I say I don't think he's, that sort of person. Plus, I've seen a lot of his other pictures that, in my opinion, there's nothing in them. Nothing really noteworthy to see. So to see this picture come from him, I was blown away by it. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I mean, again, I don't even know if you need me to point out the obvious facial features here, eyes, nose, mouth, shiny forehead here, hair, maybe an ear here, and then torso and so on. I'm not sure what these shiny parts are going on here. I'm not sure what that's about, but I can't quite make out this area here. If this nose is elongated at all, which it's really hard to tell from the picture, it won't zoom anymore, then this is undoubtedly the best picture of a dog man I've ever seen. If this is not elongated, which I tend to lean towards the not, then I think this is straight up a picture of a Bigfoot. And he doesn't necessarily look friendly, but that's neither here nor there. And I, for one, would love to hear Abe's story about how he got this picture. So, Abe, if you're listening, hit us up in the comments, or if you'd rather, email us at bigfootinput@gmail.com, and I will read your story along with this picture. I think it would be cool, and I think people want to hear more of a backstory on it. So, such a great picture. So, thanks a lot, Abe, for allowing us to showcase that. All right, we've done that. We've done the Dutchie's pictures. We've done this one here. This is interesting. So this one came up on a hunting page, and this has nothing to do with Sasquatch, but I just thought it was fascinating. These are boar tusks, by the way. They shot this wild boar. Look at the markings on the tusk. Like, what is that? And then go over here. Look at this one. Look at this one. They're different. They're not the same as the other markings. This is the same creature. Just different tusks. I mean, did they do this post-mortem? Did somebody put it to sleep and tattoo its tusks? Are these blood vessels somehow? Or some sort of worm infestation? Fungus? I don't know. I'm at a loss with these pictures. I think they're super cool though, and I just don't know. And the person that posted them was looking for answers, and I cannot provide any. So, if you guys feel you have any explanation at all, go for it. Let's see, what else do we have here? We got another Kathy Westerman here. I believe this is Kathy's. Miguel posted this, and generally that means that Miguel has gone through hours of Kathy's footage and come up with something, and he likes to showcase those and circle them for everybody so we can see what there is to see. So this is kind of a cool one. Unfortunately, it's, because Kathy's always in motion out there, it's too blurry to really get a good look at this thing. But I think we can all see nose, eye, forehead, hairline, and then of course hair. And then it looks like, I don't know if there's an ear going on back here or not. But anyway, interesting picture either way. So big thanks to Kathy and her group. Bigfoot World. Obviously, if you haven't seen them on YouTube or Facebook, you want to see some of the most cutting edge, current skunk ape and spiritual paranormal pictures and videos on the internet, that's where it is. So you've been told. Don't come back later and say, "Oh, J-Mac didn't tell me." No, I told you. Now, if you don't listen, that's up to you. All right, we're gonna tell the tale of two dentists, two dental plans. We were joking about this in the live last night. That these two creatures have different dentists. So this creature here, once again, I'm going to point out, no genitalia. Okay. So this eunuch Bigfoot has the shiniest teeth that we've ever seen. This man brushes his teeth every day. Or sorry, I don't know what do you call a eunuch Bigfoot? This person, this Bigfoot brushes his teeth every day. And I don't know what this suit was from, but that's what it is. So the flip side of this story is this guy. Man, look at him. He's a real beaut. This is a trail cam, which is daylit at 2:42 a.m. Okay. I actually went through the trouble. This is how far I went with this. I went through the trouble of looking up the times of daylight in Alaska. You know how they have longer daylight than other places? Because I was looking at this date here. It's like 8/7. So apparently, Alaska does have daylight well into late July. So, in certain parts. So, it's really not outside the realm of possibility that it is daylight at 2:42 a.m. And being that it's 77 degrees Fahrenheit, that could possibly match up with the date. And it's not that cold. It's not cold in Alaska during August, but it's not as hot as it is down here either. So anyway, everything kind of added up on this. And I was like, well, it's kind of neat. I can't show you anything that proves that this is fake. I can't move this picture the way I would like to, but there's the eyeball. I mean, I don't know. Does it look real? Well, I don't know. I mean, how many facial shots do we see of a Sasquatch in broad daylight? I personally think it's like some sort of mask that's been crammed into the mud just to make it look a little more genuine. And then they put it on this, maybe this trail cam belongs to their buddy, and they're like, watch this. And then, of course, our buddies from NVTV slapped their logo on it there, which they do with everything. I mean, it doesn't matter whether the footage belongs to them or not. They just throw their logo on it, and then it's theirs, So, and they do that with real footage, or at least questionable footage, and then they do that with footage that's just complete fake garbage. So let me not rant about NVTV, okay? But I'm telling you, if you guys ever see that logo, turn around and run. Just don't even bother looking at the footage. It's garbage. So I think I've gotten myself down to the last two that I want to talk about. And here's this one. I personally feel that this is one of the most interesting photos that I've ever seen. And no one is providing any context or backstory. Nothing. This is obviously a wild boar. You can see the tapetum lucidum in its eyes. Boars are nocturnal creatures for the most part. All that checks out. I mean, you got, just a boar. Then this creature, I don't know. The feet are extremely unique. Comes up to a knee joint. I believe the wings start down here and here, and then they go up. Yeah, okay. It's as good as it gets. They go all the way up here, and then they come back, and they attach here. I believe these here are logs on the forest floor. They're not belonging to this creature. And obviously, you can see the face taped him lucidum there and there. Some sort of nose socket. I don't even know if it's an actual nose structure, but then there's like a mouth there. And just a general face. And then it has hair. Like, look at this hair. It's almost gold, like almost like some sort of angel. Just a really bizarre picture. I would, if this is some sort of fake and somebody knows why it's a fake, I mean, I'm not asking for your opinion about whether it's a fake, but if you know where it came from and you can shut it down, please do. I'd be curious to know what the hell is actually going on in this picture. Fascinating. It's absolutely just, it baffles me. But I'm going to get on to the last picture. And here's the thing. This last picture, guys, I know that we've seen it before, but we were talking about it in the live last night. It's so good that it just bears looking at again. And once again, this is a slam dunk from Kathy Westerman and her group, Bigfoot World, Aim to Frame. I mean, you want to see a real skunk ape? You want to see a Bigfoot? I mean, there it is. There it is right there. How much clearer do you want to get? I mean, I understand it's pixelated. It's a still shot of a video in movement. So, you know, it doesn't get much better than this. But look at the facial features. Look at the nose and the lips and the eyes. I mean, this thing is crystal clear. And then you have the hairline right here. I don't know why the camera's picking up it as being green, but it is. And then the hair starts at like this sort of widow's peak right here and goes back to the back. And then, of course, just the whole of the creature, which, again, pixelated, so it's hard to tell exactly what all's going here. There could be more than one. But I think this is a fascinating picture, and I felt that it needed a second look. So, just wow. Knowing Kathy personally, of course, we don't question her credibility at all. We feel that this picture is 100% real, and as all of her pictures are, you know. But this one, it really showcases this particular creature, which I think this is the one that she claims stole a pair of their glasses and then returned them later on. I think they were broken, right? When they returned them, but she said that they that's what happened. But anyway, fantastic picture. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks to the group Bigfoot World. That's going to be it for me, guys. I think I have went over all the pictures that I had today. Once again, thanks to our members. And we really appreciate you guys' support. So if you're enjoying the content, please subscribe. Please become a member. And that's it for me, guys. All right. This is J Mac, and I'm out.